Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Now, what if we told you the future of gaming, entertainment and even work wasn't just on a screen, but a world you could step right inside of? That's the promise of virtual reality, and the journey to get there started in a most unexpected place, a teenager's garage. In today's video, we'll be delving into the story of Palmer Luckey, the kid who dreamt of virtual worlds and built the headset that would change everything. Palmer Luckey's story isn't your typical Silicon Valley tale. It's not a dorm room startup or a chance encounter with a venture capitalist. It's a story born in a California sunshine, fueled by a teenager's insatiable curiosity and a cramped garage workshop. Luckey, born in 1992, grew up in Long Beach, California. Unlike his peers following the traditional school system, Luckey's education was shaped by homeschooling. This unconventional approach provided him with the freedom to explore his passions, most notably electronics and engineering. While his siblings enjoyed sailing lessons, Luckey gravitated towards tinkering with gadgets and building complex projects. His father, a car salesman, instilled in him a love for mechanics. Together, they'd spend hours in the garage taking part in rebuilding cars. This early exposure to the inner workings of machines fueled Luckey's desire to understand how things functioned. He wasn't just interested in fixing cars, he wanted to create his own. Luckey's fascination didn't stop at the physical world. He was also a passionate gamer and loved the idea of immersing himself completely in virtual worlds. Now, companies had already created their own VR innovations. However, the clunky VR headsets available at the time left him wanting more. The narrow field of view, pixelated visuals, and motion sickness-inducing lag were constant frustrations. On top of that, they were ridiculously expensive. For Luckey, these headsets weren't taking us anywhere near the immersive future he craved, and he was right. Existing VR tech then was a major letdown. Low resolution, limited field of view, and hefty price tags. It was a recipe for disappointment. But instead of being discouraged, Palmer saw an opportunity. Fueled by a desire for a more immersive experience, Luckey started delving into the world of virtual reality. He devoured online forums dedicated to VR, collecting information and parts from disassembled headsets. His bedroom transformed into a mini museum of VR history, filled with relics of the past that would serve as inspiration for his future creations. And that's where it all began. Luckey wasn't just a consumer, he was also a maker. He honed his skills by modifying older gaming consoles, shrinking their size by replacing bulky components with miniaturized ones. This tinkering not only satisfied his engineering curiosity, but also led him to create an online forum called Mod Retro, dedicated to the art of console modification. With his knowledge and experience growing, Luckey set his sights on a more ambitious project, building his own VR headset. Unlike the bulky, expensive options on the market, he envisioned a lighter, more affordable headset with a wider field of view. His workshop shifted from his bedroom to the family garage, which became his personal VR laboratory. Luckey's early prototypes were far from polished. Think duct tape, salvaged screens, and a jumble of wires, a far cry from the sleek, streamlined VR headsets of today. But for Luckey, it was a beautiful mess. He spent countless hours experimenting with different lenses, displays, and head tracking solutions, driven by a relentless pursuit of a truly immersive virtual experience. The biggest challenge? Creating a wider field of view. Existing headsets offered a narrow window into the virtual world, limiting immersion and causing nausea. Luckey tirelessly researched and tested different configurations, pushing the boundaries of what was considered possible with readily available parts. Around 2011, at the young age of 19, Luckey cobbled together the first prototype of the Oculus Rift using spare parts and off-the-shelf components. This early version utilized a smartphone screen, scavenged lenses, and basic head tracking to create a stereoscopic 3D effect. Of course, VR technology has been around for a while, but the Oculus Rift was one of the first headsets to truly bring it to the mainstream. It completely immerses you in a digital world, letting you explore, play games, and even socialize in entirely new ways. It wasn't high-tech by today's standards, but it was a revelation. Luckey shared his creation online, sparking a firestorm of interest in the VR community. Central to the success of the Oculus Rift was its passionate community of developers and early adopters. Luckey recognized the importance of creating a vibrant ecosystem around the platform, one that would fuel innovation and drive adoption. Through forums, meetups, and developer outreach programs, he cultivated a dedicated community of enthusiasts who eagerly contributed to the evolution of the Rift. People were amazed by the potential for a relatively inexpensive VR headset that could be built by hobbyists. Feedbacks from fellow VR geeks also helped him overcome technical hurdles and refine his designs. This online buzz caught the eye of other VR enthusiasts who joined Luckey's mission. Brendan Iribe, Nate Mitchell, and Michael Antonov, three well-known video game developers, were keen to found a company with Luckey to develop his VR headset. Together, they formed Oculus VR and launched a Kickstarter campaign to raise funds for a more refined Rift headset. The campaign shattered expectations, raising millions of dollars and proving the immense interest in VR technology. By 2012, after years of relentless experimentation, Luckey had a breakthrough. He named his sixth-generation prototype the Oculus Rift. This iteration addressed many of the issues that plagued earlier headsets. It boasted a wider field of view, reduced latency, which minimized dizziness, and a more comfortable design. But how to get this revolutionary technology into the hands of those who truly appreciate it? Luckey, ever the resourceful entrepreneur, turned to Kickstarter, a crowdfunding platform. He launched a campaign with a modest goal of $250,000 to fund DIY kits for VR enthusiasts to build their own Rifts. The response was beyond phenomenal. The campaign smashed its target in a mere month, raising over $2 million. Gamers, tech giants, and VR enthusiasts worldwide were captivated by the promise of the Oculus Rift. This wasn't just a successful crowdfunding campaign, it was a validation of Luckey's vision and a turning point for virtual reality. The Oculus Rift's success garnered significant attention. In 2014, Facebook acquired Oculus VR for a staggering $2 billion, signifying the massive potential of VR technology. This massive investment allowed Oculus to refine the Rift and bring it to a wider market. The Oculus Rift CV1, the first commercially available VR headset by Oculus, was released in 2016. While Luckey left Oculus in 2017, his contribution remains undeniable. He is considered a pioneer in the field, and the Oculus Rift paved the way for a new era of VR experiences across gaming, education, training simulations, and even therapy. Now, remember, the Oculus Rift was not the first VR headset. It was created to solve a fundamental issue with existing VR technology, the lack of true immersion. These headsets offered a limited field of view, creating a sense of looking through a narrow window into the virtual world. This disconnect resulted in discomfort, nausea, and a failure to truly transport users into the digital landscape. With these shortcomings in mind, Luckey sought to tackle this problem head-on by focusing on a wider field of view and reduced latency. Luckey understood that for his creation to be well recognized, replicating human vision was very important. He carefully researched and experimented with different lens configurations to create a wider field of view. This allowed users to see a much larger portion of the virtual world and enhanced the sense of being physically present within it. Another critical innovation Luckey's Oculus Rift focused on was minimizing latency, the delay between the user's head movement and the corresponding change in the virtual world. High latency causes dizziness and disrupts the sense of immersion. Somehow, Luckey managed to significantly reduce latency by optimizing software and hardware components. Luckey believed that enhancing these aspects in his new creation would help in creating a smoother and a more responsive VR experience. Developing a revolutionary VR headset in a garage wasn't without its challenges. Let's not forget that Luckey started out from his parents' garage, and so, lacking the vast resources available to established companies, Luckey had to rely on readily available components. He scoured online forums and salvaged parts from older headsets to forge his innovation. Building a VR headset requires expertise in areas like optics, head tracking, and software development. Luckey, though self-taught, possessed a remarkable ability to learn from online forums and communities. He actively sought out advice from other VR enthusiasts, collaborating virtually to solve technical hurdles. The garage environment wasn't ideal for delicate electronics or control testing. Luckey had to be resourceful in creating makeshift tools and testing environments to ensure the functionality and durability of his prototypes. Now, that little creation has made a massive impact in the industry. While primarily marketed for gaming, the Rift showcased VR's potential beyond entertainment. Oculus released more affordable and user-friendly headsets like the Rift S and Quest, making VR more accessible to a wider audience. Wireless headsets like the Oculus Quest 2 eliminated the need for a tethered connection to a PC. Finally, in 2016, after years of anticipation, the moment everyone was waiting for arrived. Oculus unveiled the consumer version of the Rift, but alongside the excitement came a surprise: the price tag. The Oculus Rift was priced at $599. While this was relatively cheaper to other headsets, the price point still caused a stir among potential buyers. Some felt it was too expensive for a nascent technology, while others were willing to pay the premium for a chance to be early adopters of VR. The high price tag sparked debates about the accessibility of VR and whether the technology was truly ready for the mainstream market. Despite the initial sticker shock, the Oculus Rift's impact in the VR landscape is undeniable. It was a pioneer, paving the way for the more affordable and advanced VR headsets we see today. The Rift's success spurred competition, leading to continuous advancements in VR technology. The high price tag might have limited its initial reach, but the Rift opened doors for future VR experiences. It served as a crucial stepping stone, demonstrating the potential of VR and laying the groundwork for the industry's growth. The Oculus Rift legacy goes beyond its price tag. It inspired a generation of VR developers to create immersive games and experiences. It sparked a wave of innovation that continues to push the boundaries of VR technology. Today, VR is no longer a futuristic dream. It's a rapidly evolving industry with applications beyond gaming, extending to fields like education, healthcare, and even training simulations. The Oculus Rift, with its groundbreaking features and initial success, played a pivotal role in making this possible. And it all began not in a high-tech Silicon Valley lab, but in a California garage with a bright-eyed teenager named Palmer Luckey. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.